Okay, let's review. We talked about with the whole sweep pick and stuff. Hopefully this pick is much easier to see than the black one. So, the idea is for these 3-string shapes, you want to basically angle the pick down like this. So this way it glides across the strings. If you have it this way, the pick's going to get stuck on the string. So basically, when you do these sweeps, when you go up to the higher strings, pick needs to be angled this way, and then angle it this way when you do multiple strings in this direction. For this one, though, having the pick angled this way is good the entire time, so when you do your upstroke, you come up and away from the guitar, which gets you ready for the next downstroke. So you'll notice that my pick doesn't stay in that specific slant or that exaggerated the whole time, but it's basically kind of in that angle. It kind of changes a little bit as I go from the lower string to the higher string. But anyway, making sure that you keep each note individual is important. So I work on each line individually, get the 8th note versions up to 240 or faster before you start messing with 3 notes per beat. So stick with the A minor for right now to keep it simple. So just so you hear how each one sounds. Miss the string. Let's double that speed to 120. And double it again to 240. So I'm still kind of doing slightly choppy strum. I don't think my graphics card is good enough to really pick up the subtlety there. I need to upgrade the system big time, which will probably happen this week or next week. Anyway, so I like at that point, basically, it's not a really smooth glide where I'm sweeping through. That should change when we get to the triplet version here. And you don't have to wait until the individual shapes are all up to speed. Like, you could be working on the A minor or just the minor shape with triplets while still working the diminished up and 8th notes. So that's totally fine. Kind of work with where you're at on all this stuff. Alright, so triplet version. Double that. And let's double it again. Now I'm definitely doing a smoother sweep there. So the sweep basically smooths itself out the faster you get. You reach a point, you basically don't have a choice. You have to do it that way. With this thing here, let's see. What I mentioned was like what you work on this And this is just one example of something you could do. I mean, you can piece these together any way that you want, but not a bad idea just to start with this. And once you can play this, I don't even know if I can do this at 240. Can I? Let's find out. Well, apparently I can. Well, that's good to know. So the thing to make it more challenging is, instead of playing each arpeggio twice, do it once. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, as you can see, it's way harder. So that's the thing you can do. Then we talked about a few things regarding these 5-string shapes. So certainly work the 8th note version first. Make sure you're doing some slight palm muting, especially on these lower pitch strings, to make it sound nice and clean. So here is where you need to change the pick slant. And after you hit that last note in the bar, you gotta rotate your arm, so this way you can start going the other direction. Double that. And double it again. Oh boy. So the other thing I mentioned is, once you get to that point, you can do triplets with this. You can do 16th notes, and eventually doing 5 notes a click. Just want to make sure that you repeat the shape enough, that way you hit the final note when the metronome clicks. So let's do a triplet way here. So I believe you play that shape the same amount of times with the triplets as you do the 8th notes to end it after 3-4 repetitions. Alright, still that speed. Let's try doubling that. And 16th notes. I believe I gotta play this shape 4 times total. I mean, you could do it after 2, I think, but I want to get more repetition, so I'm gonna do 4. Alright, double that. No. Try the 180. Yeah, that's not easy. Alright, and it's the 5 notes a click, which might just be easier to mentally piece that together instead of even trying the 16s. So 60, let's try 100. 140. And then the other thing was when you get these 5-string shapes go really fast, very common to hit the root note twice. And then this guy was just a way of going up and down the 5 and 3 strings, because the 3-string shape is in the 5-string shape. And working it up with 8th notes, very good idea. And you can certainly start off with the 16s if you feel comfortable enough, but you got to make sure you can get to at least 120 the first practice session. If you can't do that, you got to do 8th notes instead. Alright, try the old 180. So this would be another one where you're hitting the bass note twice in a row, once on the descending and again on the ascending. I'd say it's fairly common once you really get ripping on it. And there we go. So yeah, if you have any questions with sweep picking, definitely let me know. And you have to send those videos over with the legato training whenever you can. Thank you for the updated lesson stuff for the stocks and investing. I'll read through that as soon as I can. And yeah, let's keep in touch. Keep sending me those progress videos, and we'll go from there.